Hello, who's ready to protest? I don't want to protest winter. This winter has been so long, so cold. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. My niece's daughter's running around in her swimsuit for the last month. We're all done with it. Like, we got dumped on in November. I remember because it was over Veterans Day and dumped on, like the kids had virtual school just because of it. And it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. We're in the middle of March, and we're usually waiting for that big snowstorm to get dumped on, you know? And we're all like, no more snow, please. No more snow. No more cold temps. Like this 10 below, you know, that sucks. It's awful. The goats were in my garage again. He finally moved them out, and they brought them back in because it was super cold. Super cold. Yeah. Those baby goats are cute though, you guys. They jump around like little calves. Do you ever see calves in the spring and they're in the pasture and they're jumping around and butting heads and stuff like that? That's what these little goats do. They're so cute. I love calves in spring. I actually miss having cows, but there's a whole underlying thing with that. You know, it's kind of like when I did daycare and I quit. I missed my daycare kids, but there's this whole underlying thing, you know. Kind of like the iceberg, you know. Yeah, but I'm done. I'm done with this weather. Can't wait for spring. I'm gonna start growing things. I might start starting some herbs or something in the house because I'm just. Speaking of which, I had to get my daughter's aloe plant back to her. She brought it out because she thought it was dead. And we realized that she had it by her patio window, and because it's so cold and it faces that northwest wind, it was freezing to death. Yeah, she was freezing her aloe plant. So we brought it back here and, put it on the counter and gave it some onion water, and that sucker's just like, woohoo, I'm happy, I'm green. Which is why I'm wearing my favorite shirt, because I'm protesting. Where's spring? I want spring. Somebody shoot that groundhog, because he's never right. Not for us. So it's February 2nd. Woo-hoo. 6 weeks of winter. That brings us now. We always have winter this long. Yeah. So what do you think? I think winter should be done. My grandson whacked my glasses, and I have to get them adjusted. Yeah, so I'm done with it. It's just a sucky thing all the way around. I mean, I'm so glad for the moisture, though, you guys. But there's been storms, odd weather all over the U.S. Have you noticed that? It's been really weird. Really weird. We're not going to get into that. But today, once again, I did not start the normal way. Today, we are doing, the flower power soaps. I don't know if I'm going to call them that. I do in the video, but we'll see. Yeah, so we are piping some rose. They're not roses. Can you hear my dog? She wants in. Tough crap. She was naughty. So we are piping some soaps. No, we're not piping soaps. We're piping flowers, not roses. We're piping flowers. And I'm sorry, my footage is just not good. I'll get it down one of these days. It's the dang camera. But anyways, we're doing that with a soap pour that was supposed to be a certain way, and it didn't go a certain way, and so we did it a different way. So it's a thing. It's a thing. It's all in the video. But anyway, I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. And 3 things. Dream big. Be true to you. You are worth it. Come on, spring. Come on, spring. Let's go check out this video while we're waiting. And to the soap. It's not really flower power. I don't have a name for it yet. But anyway, I have got to change that filming, you guys. Oh, This is just the baby batch to make the flowers that go on top of the soap. Amaranth, is that what it is? Pink from Nurture Soap. And Love of Sunshine from Nurture Soap. I love that yellow. Just love that yellow. When I was a kid, I had a bedspread. It was yellow, and I hated it because it was Holly Hobby. Holly Hobby? Is that her name? I think so. But anyway, I wanted the beautiful, pristine, white, lacy one that was the display model. And I got Holly Hobby, which was yellow. But yellow is one of my favorite colors when I was a kid. Was one of my favorite colors when I was a kid. But I love that Love of Sunshine color. And we're back to the tip, the flower tip, the little flower tip. I always put a coupler in there. Otherwise, well, I can't always. If I use my big tip for my baby cupcakes, it doesn't work because the coupler's too small. But I like the coupler because you can do a few different things with it and it doesn't stretch out your bag. There's a little tip for you. But anyway, so this has set up, and it didn't set up as fast as the one with the titanium dioxide from in the sugar cookie video. Okay, titanium dioxide will make it set up fast, your soap. Any soap recipe will set up eventually, right? Made with sodium hydroxide, it will eventually set up because it is meant to be a solid soap. It's just that I had like 18,000 irons in the fire this day, and waiting for that to set up was just painful. But anyway, so I did half the bag yellow, half the bag pink. I'll show you what a treat it is to have a coupler in there in two different colors. So the tip facing up is on the pink side. Start with the little baby rosebud. Okay, we're making pink with yellow. I do this all the time for my kids' birthday cakes when I put roses on them. I love double colors. What's really pretty is when you have white and then just a streak of a dark color. That one's pretty too. And then just for these, I just, I mean, there's so many techniques. You can watch it on Facebook. All these gorgeous cakes. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's not me. This thing almost fell splat because it was so heavy, and that pink is not set up properly. No. Okay, but watch. This is what you can do with a coupler. So you loosen it enough, and then you spin your tip. You spin it a whole 180 so that now it is exactly opposite of where it was, and and then it'll be where my yellow is. So my yellow will be on top instead of the pink. And you start again and go around and yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. I thought I was filming. When I looked in there, my boys were making fun of me, for making soap roses. But yeah, they're not roses. They're just like, I don't know. The yellow is, oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, the pink is just so soft. It's so soft, it's literally kicking my butt. And I don't know why. You wouldn't think a mica would prevent a soap batter from setting up. They're just so dang cute. Not like this filming is. Come on. Oh, it's atrocious. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, it's not hard. You just up and down. You up and down it with a rose tip. So then I went, I didn't have enough. Yeah. The thing. I was like, yeah, screw this. I didn't have enough to make another one. I didn't like the pink one anyway. I'm just filling my bag. And then I'm going to have air in there, so I have to be careful. Like if it was frosting, you would just squeeze it out, and burp it the bag. But I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm like, no. because I'm going to lose all that extra frosting. I have to make a bud anyway, you know, and it doesn't have to, the bud doesn't have to look pretty. See, you just burped big. And then, yeah, just make your bud and go around. If you're making roses, you just make the petals longer. I didn't make any roses this time, you guys. I'm sorry. One of these days, I'll do something else. The problem with these is people are just like, oh, they're just too cute to buy. And it's soap, you know. But I know the feeling. I do know the feeling, you know. Sometimes they are too cute to buy. Took what I had left and I just made little buds. I'll zoom you in for a closer look. Yeah, you just make little baby buds. And I could have put greenery on the soap, like for leaves, and did some other piping, but I didn't. And I will tell you what, I don't like this way. I don't like sitting it and letting it set up. This is going to go into this little cup, and it's going to sit here for a day or two to make soap, and then I'll clean it out later. But that sat on the counter, and I did add some bling. But now for the soap, okay? This is a long video, isn't it? The basic recipe. My whole idea for this thing went out the door when I realized how fluid this soap was. Okay? Now, I know me, and you know me, and I just figured it was going to set up more. That is mint something from Mad Micah's. I can't remember. That is Tequila Sunrise. That is Amaranth, which we did before with the flowers. And My Love of Sunshine. Yes, that's what I did. And that's supposed to be titanium dioxide. I don't know what happened. I couldn't add to save my life, I guess, this time. Or that will be white. That will be white with titanium dioxide. So my plan was to do a green bottom with a mica line and swirl the other colors on top. The problem was this stuff was so liquid. So liquid. And then I put too much titanium dioxide in there. Yeah. Way too much. So I was like, that's going to set up. That's going to get thick. What the heck am I going to do? So right in here, I am trying to process changing up my soap plan. Because, like I said, green was going to go in there and then have a beautiful mica line on top and then swirl the other 4 colors on top. Like in a swirl. You know what I'm saying? Not a bow swirl, just a drop swirl type thing. But there was no way that green was going to set up in time to allow me to try and put those colors on top without having problems. Like, it would have cut through. And then I thought, well, I could just do a drop swirl. I could just do a basic drop swirl. And then I thought, no, this is the perfect time to show you how a lot of people do that wood grain pour, minus the little squeeze bottles, okay? Minus the squeeze bottles. So I took the titanium dioxide and mixed it, swirled it with the green, okay? Prop my mold up at an angle, and this is what you have to very, very, very carefully do. Like, so close to it and so carefully pour the colors. I should have done more in the beginning. You'll see why. Pour the colors lightly on top of that layer. You don't want them cutting through. They have to stay on top, okay? And then you go back and forth down the mold until you run out, okay? Till those colors are out. And I really thought it would have turned out better. I mean, you'll see. You'll see. And it hasn't even, I'm expecting it to change a little bit over time. Oh, I didn't tell you the scent. It was Violet Bouquet by Wholesale Supplies Plus. very, very light scent. Very, very light, which is good because some people don't, some people like that whoof in your face scent from the bar, and some people don't like the overpowering scents, and some people like unscented. So, you want to have a little bit of everything in your line. I like to have a little bit of everything in my line. So that is what you do. You just constantly, I just gave it a swirl because it was starting to get chunky. You just lightly pour that on top, and it gets easier as the soap thickens up. And just keep pouring down that side. That's a kind of thick girl. Pouring down the side. We're rolling down the sand hills. Rolling down the sand hills. Do you know that song? It's by the Wiggles. It just came to mind, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I didn't finish it. Those are really pretty colors, though. They kind of look like a sunset. Yeah. That dratted green. I guess I'll have to, save that one for another one. And, they said the fragrance oil didn't accelerate, which it didn't, but it sure didn't set up like I was expecting it to. So this top part, I'm just basically playing with. Well, like literally just emptying my containers and putting them on top, and because you won't really see it anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, it was just I don't know, practice run, no, I'm kidding. Just using up all the soap. That was it, just using up the soap. Putting those colors in. Yeah, that green is just so weird. So weird. I was going for light green, but that was light green. And then just made a cute little top. But like I said, it's not going to stay because the flowers are going on top. Okay? The flowers, remember? And, yeah. It was still so soft, you guys. My flowers were sinking. And I figured it would be pretty well set up that they wouldn't sink. But they actually did sink a little bit. And then I put the rose buds in. I would prefer piping that on. To be honest with you, I'd rather pipe it on. Yeah. But there it is. Look at that thing. Pretty, pretty. I don't see any green. But yeah, they sunk in a little bit. It was C-popped in the oven. It was fine because it was all cold process. Okay. I did not realize till I was looking at this that I had such a hellacious glare from the sun coming in and hitting that soap. So I'm sorry. It's a good thing that I show you it from another angle, right? But I'm actually cutting this 2 ways. So I'm going to cut 4 1-inch bars. As I normally do, okay? The normal way. And I'm going to take that end off. And then I'm going to cut, so I'm going to spin it. Yes, spin it. And then I'm going to cut it, basically, am I cutting it horizontally across the top? Well, though it's horizontal, but it's the wood grain cut, the proper wood grain cut. Okay? So I'm cutting it not the normal way, I'm cutting it the opposite way. That makes no freaking sense, does it? I am so sorry. It's like, what, girl, what? But look at that. Really pretty. Aren't those pretty? Yeah, they look like a skirt or something. But you can see how the soap flowed in, from that edge and just, They were super soft though. I should have, like when I took it out of the mold, I should have waited like maybe half hour or so or hour or gave them some time. They were just super soft. Which I'm sure is because the soap batter was so dang liquid. I mean, how often does that happen that you switch your soap design because it's too liquidy? It was just impatience on my part. These are the wood grain cuts. Okay? Look at them. Pretty cool. You see the difference? See? I'm hoping they darken up a little bit. Not darken up, but I hope some of that green comes through a little more on the bottom so I have more definition. That is the back side of the soap. Yeah. Isn't that pretty? But that's the inside of the soap. Yeah, so those are the wood grain cuts. Pretty cool. Two-way soap. These are the fragrance notes: sweet violet, wild berries, and iris. And there you have it. Flower power. Cut two ways. Who knew? I hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.